Hello, hi, I am Olivia and this is the channel Profits and Wealth. Thank you so much for joining to watch this live broadcast or the live streaming. Today, it's like in South Africa and across the world, Prime energy drink has taken the world by storm. And we were not immune to it. It is marketed as an energy drink, right? It is the name literally says it all. Prime, it's something that you want. It's something that's premium. It's something that's superior. That is why it's called Prime. And this cool drink, I thought it was only popular with children, teenagers, because they were the ones who were queuing. But what I found interesting was that it was the parents who were posting pictures of their children buying Prime. Is there anything unique about this cold drink? Look, I have not bought it and I will not bought it. I will not buy it. Is there anything unique about it? I can't give an opinion on how it tastes, but it made me to think, what is it about this Prime cool drink or this Prime energy drink that is so, it gripped most people who I assume were teenagers. So let's just find out what is Prime, where it started, and what is the machinery behind this drink. This is what it is on their About page on the Prime website, where you can buy the drink online. The About page says, we created Prime to showcase what happens when rivals come together as brothers and business partners to fill the void where great taste meets function. Already that grips you. We dropped our first product, Prime Hydration, in 2022, and since then, we've continued to work countless hours. Hold on to that thought. We've continued to work countless hours to expand in retailers, reach new markets, and formulate new products we know you'll love. We've been humbled by the process of creating a real brand and surpassing some of the biggest beverage companies in the world. As underdogs, we always cherish the opportunity to show the world what's possible. Now that we're both fighting for the same team, we truly believe the sky is the limit. And those are the words of KSI and Logan Paul, the brains, the name, and the founders and creators behind Prime. Already, if you listen to that marketing message, it's a brilliant message. It comes across as, we launched the first product to test the markets, and then they don't say that they were testing the markets. They say we launched the products. They don't say that we improved it because now we know more or less what you like. They say no, we spent countless hours to improve the product. To improve the product. And it says to expand, improve, and match. And we've been humbled by the process of creating a real brand, surpassing, outperforming some of the biggest beverage companies in the world. And it doesn't end there. It says, as underdogs. We have a product here to show you what is possible when rivals come together and work together as brothers and business partners. Already just there. That's brilliant marketing. It speaks to your heart. It reminds you what is possible. Remember, this product was launched in January 2022. Let's see what has happened since then. YouTubers Logan Paul and KSI released their drinks brand Prime Hydration in January 2022. Paul said, and this comes from The Conversation and News24's website, Paul said the drink had generated $250 million US. This drink was launched in January 2022. We are now in May 2023. And this drink has generated $250 million US, which is in South African rands 4.5 billion rand. This is in the retail sales worldwide. But this is the interesting part. In January 2023 alone, they made $45 million US. In 1 month, they made 818.3 million rand in January 2023. They mention a researcher here on social media. I think it's Hanshin Zhang, and if I pronounce your name not correct, I do apologize. He argues that the drink's popularity is shown down to the pair's audience engagement. Remember, we are talking here about Logan Paul and KSI. They have combined a YouTube following of 40 million YouTubers, subscribers, a following of 40 million. And remember, they already come with their numbers, with their popularity. They already come. Go and get. Sorry, I do apologize for the short interruption. What I was saying, Logan Paul and KSI, they had a following. They had the numbers behind. They knew the marketing. They already were well known, two well-known people. And they sell, they managed within 1 month. In 1 month, they made $45 million US. That's in 1 month alone. That's the dream of any creator, any business person. Think about it, $250 million US. A lot of people, most of us, we have to work our entire lifetime and will never see that money. So where did it all start? Where did it all start? This is where it started. Remember, it said they were rivals and they came together as brothers. This is Logan Paul and KCI as boxers. And when I watched their videos of their boxing days, already they knew how to grab attention, how to be controversial, how to provoke, how to poke, how to garner attention for their fights. And they took that skill and they got an excellent marketing team behind them to do what is possible so that sales can go in 1 year. They managed to have sales of $250 million US. Let's look and see a bit more about the history. And actually the marketing, I want to focus on the marketing. It says marketing. This Prime is marketed as a sports drink. It's the result of a business venture between two former boxing rivals, Logan Paul and KCI. Logan Paul is from America. KCI is from Britain. His parents are Nigerian and his real name is Olajide William Olatunji. And this shows not only did they collaborate as rivals, this is the perfect collaboration between England, between Britain and America. They have over 40 million YouTube followers between them. I just want to read what Eddie Hammerman says. Eddie Hammerman is a marketing expert. He says a buzz doesn't happen overnight. You don't create the demand overnight. It takes months, and it has taken them months to do this, and it's been really, really smart. He has spoken to the BBC during that meeting. And this is what I want to talk about today. Marketing and how effective it is and how people buy into marketing. What happened with Prime initially? The rumors were that in South Africa, it was going to retail between 400 rand and 650 rand per bottle. To put that into context about how much money that is in terms of South African value. There are some people who their entire daily salary for the day, their day rate, it's 400 rand. And then they say that is a lot of money. 400 rand can actually feed a family for a day, some even for a week. That's just to put it in context of how expensive this drink was going to be when it came to South Africa. But it was launched by the Checkers brand in South Africa for 39.99 rand, that's basically it's 40 rand. It retails online. Also, when you go to the Prime Drink website, it retails for $29.99 per drink, and in UK, in Britain, I think it retails for £1, but there are different figures concerning that. What I found interesting with Prime, when I heard about this expensive cool drink or this expensive energy drink, I thought it's ridiculous and I laughed about it and I thought it was absolute nonsense. But apparently, many parents in South Africa did not think that it was nonsense. They actually, actively, I don't know whether they encourage their children to go out and buy it, because what I have found was that parents took photos of their children standing with a 40 rand cool drink in their hands, or energy drink in their hands for that matter. And it begs the question, what message are we sending to our children? Because what the marketing team of Prime, what they got right brilliantly, is to create an urgency, to create a need, to create a sense that to be seen, to be heard, to be in, to be part of the crowd, you need this cool drink. You need to have this energy drink. And this is so South African. The more expensive it is, the more I can brag about it. The more expensive it is, the more I can tell everyone that I was the first one to get it. I was the first one to have it. But who are they targeting? Because these are two guys, Logan Paul and KSI. They have a YouTube following of 40 million followers. 40 million is a huge number on YouTube. That comes with so much buying power, so much influence. And they used every little bit of the influence that they have and They got a brilliant marketing team behind them. But who is it targeted at? At you. The one who's gullible enough to fall for it. Do you want to blame the marketers? Absolutely not. Look, if I could get that good marketing team behind me, I would grab it with both hands. The reality is, marketers are there to hone in on your weakness, your sense of belonging, your desire to feel good, your desire to be part of the crowd, the herd mentality, your desire to belong, to get approval and to be accepted. And how do they do that? They put certain brands in front of us and say, if you must drive this specific car in order for you to be seen as successful, well connected, to be seen as someone who has arrived. And crime did exactly that. But we must just be aware of what are we teaching our children. Because it was sold out in the UK, because people were queuing for this cool drink, for this energy drink. In South Africa, the same happened in certain malls. It was sold out. And I can say to you, if I were to own a store and certain stock gets sold out in minutes, I would be standing there clapping and celebrating and not asking many questions. I would just be collecting money. And this is where we need to wake up. We need to wake up about what are we teaching our children. What are the messages that we send? That when something comes now, you must go and get it now, before everyone else. Are we teaching our child that you must be the first one to get anything? We don't ask questions. As long as I can afford it, it's okay. It's not my problem if you can't afford it because I can. And when I can afford it, I need to showcase it to the world. That's why today we have adults. And I know I keep saying this in every single video. That's why we have adults who pose with cars that they don't own, who pose in front of houses that don't belong to them, who go into debt to buy clothes they can afford, but just so that it can have the design. And it starts with things like that, like this, where we encourage or support our children to jump onto this bandwagon of great marketing campaigns that is the flavor of the moment. And who's benefiting at the end? Because this trend will pass. And there are people I know for a fact, with every single trend and must-have, you see them on the forefront. You know what it shows? It shows a lack of self-control. It shows a need for approval. It shows a need for acceptance. It shows a need to prove to the world that I can have what you can't. And what is interesting also, I always, it's good to observe. Sit back and watch people. You can learn so much by listening to the unspoken words, by observing people's behavior. And let me tell you, what you post on social media, it says a lot about you. The things you choose to put out there for the public to see. It says a lot. It says a lot. I couldn't understand why would you see the need to pose with a cool drink, with an energy drink. There are so many other stuff that you could send out to the world. There are so many other stuff that we could teach our children. Teach them to be self-sufficient. Teach them to be independent. To be a critical thinker. To have an open mind. To question, except to just accept. And look and watch out for what is the latest trend so that you can be part of it. On that same note, when Hyundai launched in South Africa, The first time, I think it was in the 90s, the late 90s that they launched. Their cars were ugly. It was ugly. And then they came back with a vengeance. I think they came back in the early mid-2000s. New designs, new engines, and yet still, I might be speaking under correction, but there was that Hyundai was being powered by Mercedes-Benz engines, and Mercedes-Benz is in South Africa, if you don't know, German cars are top-notch. German, your middle-class South African, it's either Audi, Mercedes-Benz, or BMW. That is our car of choice, and that is our car of class, That is the cars that are popular in South Africa to signal that you have arrived. So when Hyundai came, even though they were remodeled, the designs were way better than when they initially came. Still, you know what? The people who were driving Hyundai, what they were called? Wannabes. Not because of the car itself, not because of the design or anything, but because of the marketing behind Hyundai. It was not being promoted as the car to must have. It was not being showcased as a status symbol like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi. It wasn't. And then also the same Haval. Haval has some of the features. The entry-level Haval cars has some of the features that your top-notch, high-end Mercedes-Benz has. But even though in South Africa, it's a phenomena that more people are now buying Chinese cars because of the cost and the value that you get for that same money. But again, it comes down to perception. I can bet to you, if you drive with a Haval who has maybe way better features than a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW, if you drive with that Haval, you'll just be, she's driving an Haval. But, oh no, that one is driving a BMW, Mercedes-Benz, an Audi, Range Rover. Listen, British cars are understated elegance. Your Range Rover, your Jaguar, it's also up there. Because they have managed to position themselves in a way that they became the cars of choice. The cars that we in South Africa aspire to have, that you want to have. And what I find happening is people who buy into that must have, you have arrived, you are successful when you drive this car. People look at you differently when you drive this car. The same ones who buy into that message are the same ones who are always running after the next gadget. And right now, the flavor of the moment, it's Prime. And look, I don't want to take anything away from the German cars. German engineering is at its best. The performance of a normal Mercedes-Benz, of what I've seen for a middle-class person, just the way the wheels turn 90 degrees. That's a car. The design of your German cars, the performance. So they were just doing their job, manufacturing cars, putting it out there. But the perception around the cars, it was carefully crafted by a great marketing team. And this took years. Years ago, Mercedes-Benz, it was only old white-tired males who were driving Mercedes-Benz. And now it has become a status symbol to many South Africans. So what Prime did is unprecedented. It is one of those stories that I can bet you marketing students years from now, they will be studying how it was possible for Logan Paul and KSI to achieve this level of success in such a short space of time. But what made it possible was perception, creating a shortage that if you don't buy it now, it might not be available tomorrow. If you don't take this chance now, you are missing the opportunity to be part of the IT crowd. They are targeting the people who want to be part of the IT crowd, who want to be seen, who want to be acknowledged, who want to be recognized. They are targeting the people who are looking for validation and acceptance outside of them. And there are many. There are many. Because why do you drive the car that you are driving? Did you buy it because you could afford it? Or because it was, you know that people's perception about you will change when they see you in that car. But did it change anything else in your life? Except maybe your bank balance, because now you have to pay a big car installment? We are human beings. We want to do things that make us feel good and want to be seen. There's nothing wrong with that. We all want to feel good. We all want to be seen and to be accepted. We want to be known. But I will ask again, in your quest to be seen and to be known, what is the message that you send? If your child comes to you right now and say, I want to buy a drink for 40 Rand because all my friends have it, and it's this YouTuber, these two YouTubers who are promoting it and they are selling it, and I just must get one, what would be your response? Think about it. Think about it. The scary thing about decisions, it has an effect on anyone. For some children, this is nothing. Then they're just standing on the sidelines and watching this whole thing. They're just like, it's prime, it's 40 Rand, it's okay, move along. But there are others who it's for them a matter of importance and urgency to be on this bandwagon. And if you are the kind of person who follows every trend, who must have the latest of everything, and you're teaching that to your child, you are setting up a child who will not be able to handle disappointment, who will not be able to wait, won't understand that you have to work with things, and that there are certain things that they are just not important. It's about, where do your priorities lie? This isn't just about a drink, an energy drink that is selling like crazy. This is about human nature, how gullible we are, how easily persuaded we are by anything that makes us feel good and part of the crowd. And that is at the heart of marketing. This is brilliant. What they've done is absolutely brilliant. When they said they spent countless hours working on this product, they're not exaggerating. Because to achieve this level of success, so that even kids and their parents in the smallest corners of the world, they know about this drink. I mean, there are companies that have existed for years who they can't achieve this level of recognition, this level of urgency, this level of desire. And yet, Logan Paul and KCI did it. And why? Because remember they were boxes. So already they knew how to create a hype, how to get your attention, how to draw you. And they bowled onto that. If they could go, they went from being boxers to becoming YouTubers. I don't know what happened from when they stopped being boxers to when they became YouTubers. I'm just like shortening the story, like a lot. And they managed to get between them 40 million followers, subscribers. 40 million. That's a dream number for any YouTuber. So they took all the lessons that they've learned, they combined it with more experts who understood marketing even at a deeper level than them. This is psychology. Marketing is psychology. So what psychology do you subscribe to? Do you allow someone to create your priorities? To decide what is important to you? To dictate where you spend your money? Because that is what marketing is all about. Marketing is about convincing you to part with your money and feel good about it. And this is what is happening here. They created a hype and people bought into it and they are reaping the rewards. So what reward are you getting? I just want to understand, what are you getting out of this? They made their intentions clear. They wanted their cool drink in your hand and your money in their pockets. That was the exchange. But in the process, they made you feel as if you were missing out if you are not part of this hype. What is the next thing? What will be the next thing? And you need to ask yourself, are you going to jump on that bandwagon? Or are you going to take a step back and see it for what it is? Do you really need it? Because it adds something to your life? Do you really want it? Because the desire comes from within? Or are you getting it because when you look around you, oh my gosh, if I don't have it, I'm not part of the crowd? That's why we have fake friendships. That's why we have fake people in our lives. That's why we don't have proper foundations of anything, because we allow media and marketing to dictate and influence our choices. You need to understand how the internet works. You need to understand the sublime messages that are being sent to you without you even realizing. You need to understand the whole focus and purpose of marketing is to get your money in return for what I give to you. That is it. And I just want to end off with this. I am actually waiting for the training of Logan Paul and KSI when they start promoting master classes and online classes, and when they start writing books of how I managed to make $250 million within a year. Watch this space. That masterclass is coming, because this was a master stroke in marketing. Because a lot of people bought into it, line, hook, and sinker, and they took their children along. So a few years from now, when your child is an adult, what kind of adult are you going to have if you keep on teaching your child to jump on the bandwagon? Get it while it's hot. You don't want to miss the opportunity. Get it before it's gone. Sounds familiar? If that's the language and that is the reason why you buy, you are in trouble. So wake up to what is going on around you so that you don't keep on falling into the same trap of earning a lot of money but ending up with nothing except a perception that you want to create for people and to people who don't even care about you. And that is the reality. I thank you for watching. This is Profit and Wealth Opinion on YouTube. I am Olivia, and watch out for my next videos, because once I start, I just can't stop, and I can blame YouTube for that.